This ordinary 1980 dime could be worth thousands. The shocking truth behind its hidden value will leave you speechless. In the world of American coinage, there are few coins as overlooked as the 1980 one-dime coin. Yet its humble appearance hides a fascinating and valuable story. A story that begins in the early 1980s when America was undergoing major economic change. The United States Mint was busy striking millions of dimes each year, but few people at the time could have imagined that some of these seemingly ordinary coins would become prized possessions for collectors decades later. To understand the importance of the 1980 dime, we must go back to the origins of the Roosevelt dime itself. First introduced in 1946, this coin was created to honor President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, a leader who had guided the nation through the Great Depression and World War II. His image replaced the Mercury dime, a beloved but outdated design, and the Roosevelt dime became an immediate symbol of national pride and post-war recovery. The dime has always been a key part of the American currency system. Its small size and usefulness in everyday transactions made it one of the most circulated coins in the country in 1980. The United States Mint struck dimes at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint had its own mint mark, and each coin tells its own unique story. The 1980 P dime with no mint mark, the 1980 D dime from Denver, and the 1980 S proof coin from San Francisco all carry different characteristics that affect their rarity value and appeal to collectors. Millions of these coins were made and used in regular commerce. But what makes some 1980 dimes so valuable comes down to small variations errors and minting quirks. For example, there are rare 1980 dimes with off-center strikes doubled, dies missing clad layers, and full bands on the torch, all of which can increase a coin's value dramatically. Some of these coins have sold at auction for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on their condition and error type. The full bands designation is especially important to collectors. It refers to the horizontal bands on the torch in the reverse design. If all the bands are fully struck and clearly visible, the coin receives the full bands or FB designation, which means a sharper strike, and a higher grade coins with this designation often bring a significant premium over standard examples. To fully appreciate the story of the 1980 dime, we must also explore the state of the American economy. At the time, inflation was high. The cost of living was rising, and coin collecting was becoming more popular than ever. People were starting to realize that modern coins could carry hidden value, especially if they were well preserved or featured mint errors during this era. The U.S. Mint was under pressure to produce high quantities of coins, which sometimes resulted in quality control issues leading to the creation of error coins that are now extremely valuable. Some collectors specifically look for 1980 dimes with die cracks, cuds, and brockages, all of which are types of mint errors that happen during the striking process. A die crack appears as a raised line on the coin where the die has fractured. A cud happens when part of the die breaks off, creating a blob-like feature on the coin surface. And a brockage occurs when a coin gets stuck in the press and causes the next coin to be struck with a distorted image. These rare errors can make a dime worth much more than face value. The condition of a coin also plays a critical role in determining its value. Coins are graded on the Sheldon scale, which ranges from poor 1 to perfect. Mint state 70, a 1980 dime in mint state condition, especially with full bands or a major error, can fetch a high price. Collectors pay close attention to the luster, surface preservation, and strike quality when evaluating a coin. Proof coins from 1980 are another area of interest for serious collectors. These coins were struck in San Francisco with a special process that gives them a mirror-like finish and frosted design elements. While most proof coins are carefully handled, some may still exhibit unique features like cameo contrast, deep cameo, or unexpected errors, making them stand out among other proofs. Even circulation coins from 1980 can become treasures if they were saved in high-grade condition, or if they carry interesting historical context. Some people inherited rolls of dimes from relatives or found them in change jars, only to discover years later that they were holding a rare variety or high-grade example without even knowing it. One key to uncovering valuable 1980 dimes is education. Understanding what to look for and how to recognize key features can turn an everyday coin hunt into a rewarding discovery. Hobbyists and professional numismatists alike use magnification tools, lighting setups, and reference books to examine their coins in detail. Many turn to resources like the Cherry Picker's Guide or the Red Book for guidance in identifying and pricing rare varieties. In addition to the physical traits of the coin, the historical significance of the 1980 dime cannot be ignored. It was minted during a transitional period in American history. Ronald Reagan would soon take office, marking a conservative shift in American politics. The Cold War. Tensions were rising and Americans were starting to see changes in technology, lifestyle, and economics, all of which are reflected in the coinage of the time. Many collectors find the 1980 dime fascinating, not just because of its potential value, but because of what it represents. It is a small artifact of a larger story. A story of national evolution, minting innovation, and cultural memory. Holding such a coin can connect you with the past in a deeply personal and historical way. Tensions were rising and Americans were starting to see changes in technology, lifestyle, and economics, all of which are reflected in the coinage of the time. Many collectors find the 1980 dime fascinating, not just because of its potential value, but because of what it represents. It is a small artifact of a larger story. A story of national evolution, minting innovation, and cultural memory. Holding such a coin can connect you with the past in a deeply personal and historical way. As we dive deeper into the value of 1980 dimes, we also explore auction records, past sales, and notable finds. For example, in recent years, a 1980 dime with a strong double die obverse and full band sold for over $5,000 at a major coin auction. Another example is a coin with an off-center strike that brought in over $2,500. Collectors keep detailed records of such sales to track market trends and determine which coins are gaining in popularity and price. Demand for 1980 dimes has increased as more people enter the world of numismatics, and social media has also played a role. Collectors share their finds online, educate each other through videos and posts, and create communities around coin collecting. Platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook have thousands of users showing off their rare coins, including surprising discoveries in their pocket change. This growing interest is not just a passing trend, but part of a larger movement towards appreciating tangible history. Coin shows, online auctions, and local dealers offer places for people to buy, sell, and trade 1980 dimes and related collectibles. Many new collectors begin with coins like the 1980 dime because it is accessible, affordable, and potentially profitable. The journey of the 1980 dime from the mint to your pocket to possibly being worth thousands of dollars is a story filled with excitement, discovery, and education. It reminds us that value is not always obvious, and that something as small as a 10-cent coin can carry history, artistry, and treasure. In the end, whether you are a seasoned collector or just someone curious about what is in your pocket, Change the 1980 dime offers a fascinating look into American history, minting practices, and the thrill of the hunt. It is a coin that continues to surprise, educate, and reward those who take the time to learn its secrets.